Good day, and thank you for joining us. I'm Daniel Brooks, and you're watching Zoil's News. Our top story this hour, South Korea's top court upholds Yoon's 7-year sentence. South Korea's Supreme Court has upheld a 7-year prison sentence for former President Yoon Suk Yeol over his failed 2024 declaration of martial law, a decision that marks a major chapter in one of the country's most significant political and legal crises in recent years. We'll take you through the court's ruling, the events that led to today's decision, and the reaction from across South Korea and beyond. I'm Daniel Brooks, and this is Zoil's News. Let's begin. The case focused on allegations that Yoon interfered with cabinet deliberations before announcing martial law, used forged signatures belonging to the prime minister, and deployed presidential security personnel to block his arrest after lawmakers moved to overturn the order. Prosecutors say Yoon summoned only a select group of ministers to a meeting shortly before the declaration, created and later destroyed a bogus martial law decree with forged signatures, directed officials to send a misleading press statement to foreign media, and instructed a military commander to erase records from secure army phones. A lower court originally sentenced Yoon to 5 years in January after finding him guilty on most charges. An appeals court increased that sentence to 7 years in April and added a fresh conviction over the misleading press release. Both the prosecution and Yoon's lawyers appealed to the Supreme Court. On Thursday, the Supreme Court dismissed all appeals, saying the lower court's judgment contained no errors. Yoon was absent from the hearing. His lawyers reacted angrily, saying they regret the decision, will challenge it on constitutional grounds, and plan to file a formal complaint. Prosecutors welcomed the ruling and said they will continue pursuing remaining insurrection-related cases against the former president. Yoon's dramatic martial law declaration in December 2024 sparked one of South Korea's most serious political crises in recent memory. In a late-night televised address, he announced the suspension of civilian rule. Lawmakers convened an emergency session and overturned the order after about 6 hours, but the fallout was immediate. Mass protests, market turmoil, and international alarm. Separately, Yoon has been sentenced to 30 years in prison in another case related to allegations that he ordered drones to enter North Korea, as part of events prosecutors said were linked to the period leading up to the martial law declaration. In a separate ruling, the courts found that he abused his authority by directing members of the Presidential Security Service to obstruct investigators. The Supreme Court also ruled on Thursday that the security team's actions, including forming human chains and using barbed wire to block the execution of a warrant, went beyond what could be considered legitimate security measures. Yoon maintains his declaration was in the national interest, aimed at eliminating what he called anti-state forces and responding to alleged North Korean threats. His presidency ended in April 2025 when he was removed from office over the martial law attempt. The political fallout led to new elections that brought Lee Jae-myung of the center-left Democratic Party to power. Those are the latest developments on South Korea's Supreme Court decision to uphold the 7-year prison sentence of former President Yoon Suk Yeol, a ruling that closes a landmark legal case and is expected to shape the country's political landscape for years to come. For more breaking news and in-depth coverage from around the world, stay with Zoil's News. I'm Daniel Brooks. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.